Stephanie White, her wonderful, wonderful, wonderful coach, was asked about her winning this award, this honor. What do you think Stephanie White did? Do you think Stephanie White was excited? Do you think she was happy? Do you think she was overjoyed by the fact that her star point guard, nonetheless, while injured, just was finally given a real honor by an organization like ESPN?
Caitlin Clark just dropped buckets, broke ankles, and apparently broke egos. Now, WNBA fans are fuming as Stephanie White, in what can only be described as a full-court press of jealousy, tries to play bully ball. But spoiler alert, Clark doesn't flinch. Did Stephanie think this was 2003? Girl, sit down. From petty plays to side eyes caught in 4K, this saga is messier than a half-court buzzer beater gone wrong. Let's break down the drama that's got fans ready to riot.
It looked like Caitlin Clark looked like she got a little hurt towards the end there. Is there any update on her injury?
No update. Just felt a little something in her groin, so we'll get it evaluated and see what happens from there.
Yeah, just kind of to follow up on that, looked like she was kind of grabbing at her right groin area. Is that the concern?
Yeah, if that's the one she was grabbing at. I don't know which one it was, but yeah, I mean, that's it.
Trust me, this coach can make you sick in the stomach. Don't even want to say her name. Not because it's hard to pronounce, not because of any fancy French accents or silent letters. No, just pure, unfiltered irritation. She's like that substitute teacher who thinks she's the main character in a school play no one auditioned for. She struts around like she invented basketball and acts like we're all here to witness her genius unfold, when really, the fans are just wondering how someone with that much shade still manages to stand under stadium lights.
Style now, would it? I'll let you listen in on what Stephanie White had to say when she was asked about this after they got drop kicked by 21 points. I'll let you hear. You be the judge. So,
and let's get one thing straight. If Caitlin Clark wasn't in the league right now, the conversation about Kelsey would still be a niche podcast segment buried beneath crocheting for beginners and unboxing vintage toasters. That's no knock on Kelsey. Phenomenal talent. But the ignition switch, the one setting this whole league ablaze, it rhymes with greatness and shoots threes from the parking lot. This new wave of attention didn't just appear because someone finally fixed the camera angles. It's because one player walked in and made people stop scrolling. That kind of gravitational pull doesn't come from average.
Stephanie White is a garbage human being. I am done trying to defend this woman in any way at all. So if you are white, Stephanie White was asked about Caitlin Clark getting WNBA Player of the Year. For those who don't know, she won that award at the ESPYs, and she got WNBA Player of the Year. So Stephanie White, of course, as her coach, is going to be asked about that award. So let's listen.
And yet, we've got coaches behaving like gatekeepers of some ancient basketball order. As if Caitlin didn't just catapult the WNBA into the mainstream faster than a Kardashian scandal. The irony? While fans are showing up in Clark jerseys and chanting her name loud enough to rattle rafters, there are coaches out here acting like she's a distraction. A distraction? From what? Your 18-point fourth quarter collapse?
Steph, I don't know if you noticed or heard about it, but during the game, Caitlin got honored as the WNBA Player of the Year in the ESPYs. Just what does it mean to have her impact so far? I mean, there are a lot of really good players in this league, and she got honored as the best player in the league by the ESPYs.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she continues to get new awards, and Caitlin is so fortunate, as well as all these guys, really. I mean, that they don't know anything any different than the WNBA.
There's a reason folks are standing in line for overpriced popcorn and nosebleed tickets they need binoculars for, and it's not to watch someone's complicated zone defense fizzle into mid-range bricks. The crowds aren't coming out because they just can't wait to see someone run an off-ball screen. They're coming because Caitlin Clark might casually torch an entire defense while tying her shoelaces. And when she's not doing that, she's giving the league more buzz than a playoff game with free Chick-fil-A. Let's talk ticket refunds, shall we? Because we're heading into dangerous territory where if certain players aren't on the court, the crowd energy dips faster than a Netflix show after its second season. These fans didn't cash out just to witness petty coaching drama or to watch someone get benched out of spite masked as strategy. The energy of a jealous valedictorian who can't believe someone skipped grades and still aced the test. They say it's about earning your spot, but what they really mean is, how dare she skip the line we've been stuck in for years? It's less about merit and more about insecurity dressed up in coach speak. The same people talking about team dynamics are the ones watching highlight reels in secret while pretending not to be impressed. You can practically hear the passive-aggressive whistles through the screen.
I believe it's Stephanie, UPOS. Are you kidding me with this? This is her head coach, and this is why I said, and I've said this before, y'all, the Fever went old school WNBA. You cannot trust them. They went old school with their front office. They dialed it all the way back, bringing in Kelly, bringing in Amber. Stephanie is the epitome of old school WNBA. This is a woman married to a man, goes into the WNBA, and is now with a woman. Does that not sound? I mean, I never released a video, but I did it. So for those of you that don't know, real quick.
And it's becoming painfully obvious who's threatened by rising stars and who's actually interested in winning. Because at some point, it stops being about player development and starts looking like a personality contest where the only thing being developed is someone's bitter streak. Coaches with fragile egos should not be allowed near generational talent. It's like handing a Picasso to someone with a paint-by-numbers kit and a grudge. The league has waited years for this kind of moment. Visibility, viral highlights, crossover fans from college ball. It's finally here. But no, let's downplay it with some weird power play that even middle school gym teachers would call excessive. Suddenly being the most watched, most talked about, and most replicated player in the league isn't enough. Now it's about whether she fits someone's arbitrary definition of earning it. Meanwhile, the scoreboard's glowing and the merchandise sales are through the roof. But sure, let's pretend her presence isn't single-handedly pushing attendance numbers that haven't been touched in decades. Totally unrelated.
Welcome to Keep the Vision, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification for your boy. Appreciate all the support we've been getting. Listen, man, this Caitlin Clark versus Stephanie White thing could turn ugly, and it could turn ugly fast, y'all. I have to be straight up with y'all. Stephanie White wants to play the polar opposite way that Caitlin Clark wants to play. The Indiana Fever got a big win yesterday, and it was a tale of two halves. The first half, the Indiana Fever played that Stephanie White style, that grinded out, ugly, puke basketball. Puke.
And here's the kicker. When the seats start looking empty again because the fans realize their fave is benched for strategic purposes, guess who's going to start whining about ratings and media attention? The same people who treated her like a problem instead of the prize. When you're holding the league's lottery ticket, maybe don't rip it up because you don't like who scratched it. It's a wild experience watching coaches try to assert dominance over someone who's already owned every arena she's stepped in since college. They can pretend it's just adjusting to the pro level, but everyone can smell the insecurity radiating from the bench like burnt toast. When fans start chanting, "We want Caitlin," louder than the game commentary, don't pretend you didn't see it coming, because at the end of the day, this league doesn't need more "my system over everything" sermons. It needs the kind of electricity that gets teenage boys and grandmas alike to turn on a WNBA game and actually stay tuned past halftime. The longer these ego trips go on, the quicker fans will start treating game schedules like tour dates. If the star isn't showing up, neither are they.
Content. So we have Stephanie White addressing Caitlin Clark winning the ESPY's Women Player of the Year award. And you got to understand, Stephanie White, this is very important right here. You can shut down a lot of narratives. You can let the Indiana fan base know you do rock with Caitlin Clark, because as of right now, we don't think you do. You don't want the ball in her hands. You don't talk about her plays. You talk about everybody else except her. Hell, I've seen you talk about Paige Beckers more than Caitlin Clark, and when they played back and forth, and we the ones who won. You have a constant habit of doing this.
This isn't a high school talent show where everyone claps politely. This is prime time. It's lights, cameras, and no patience for coaching vendettas disguised as discipline. So while certain folks clutch their clipboards like sacred relics, the rest of the world is just trying to watch Caitlin Clark do what she does best: dominate, entertain, and make the sport look fun again. But sure, let's waste airtime debating whether she's ready, when the only thing not ready is the coach's ego for a player bigger than their playbook. Meanwhile, the fans, they're getting restless. Not because they're impatient, but because they know what they came to see. And if the person writing the subs can't figure that out, they'll find a different arena to spend their money in. The coach claps, like she's trying to summon a genie whenever Kelsey touches the ball. But when Caitlin sinks a logo 3 while getting fouled, she blinks like her contacts dried up. It's giving middle school drama teacher who cast herself as the lead. Stephanie wants the confetti, the flowers, the spotlight, but it just keeps boomeranging back to Caitlin like a heat-seeking missile. And it's eating her alive, one awkward press conference at a time.
So Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever fans are having a meltdown about they god Stephanie White that they wanted so bad, man. So I've been seeing the takes, man. So now they want Caitlin Clark to demand a trade, or they want the front office to pick between Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White, man. I'm not gonna say I tried to tell y'all, man, but it's just like, I was trying to tell y'all, man, like, Stephanie White is not this god that y'all was making her out to be, man.
She'll talk about players from 10 years ago like they just dropped 40 last night. The past is her comfort blanket, and every time Caitlin's name comes up, she pivots faster than a scared point guard in a double team. Suddenly it's about the team, or leadership, or what veterans have done to pave the way. Girl, nobody's asking for a Hall of Fame slideshow. We're asking why you can't give flowers to the person who literally broke viewership records and pulled this league out of obscurity by the laces of her sneakers. Caitlin Clark is a rookie and already pulling numbers that make seasoned pros look like they're running a charity scrimmage. Because make no mistake, this isn't coaching strategy. This is ego management disguised as mentorship. Stephanie doesn't want Caitlin to fail necessarily. She just doesn't want her to win too much. Not more than Kelsey. And definitely not more than Stephanie herself, who seems to believe she's the real face of this team. The irony? She's turning herself into the villain in a season where she could have been the hero riding shotgun to greatness. Even Satou Sabally dropped out from the All-Star game. What could be the reason?
Satou Sabally has dropped out of the 2025 All-Star game, which is crazy in itself, but she has. Now, she did release a post on Instagram as well. Chloe Peterson said Satou Sabally, who is on Team Clark, says she will not be playing in the All-Star game this weekend.
Instead, she's busy trying to outshine the sun. Caitlin's game is electric. There's nothing normal about it. She's the kind of athlete who makes you pause your argument, your dinner, your whole life just to see what she does next. Meanwhile, Stephanie's over here dimming the lights, drawing the curtains, and hoping no one notices the blaze. And the more she tries to dull the hype, the more obvious it becomes. Every weird rotation, every moment Caitlin's benched when it matters, every press conference filled with forced smiles and cryptic praise. It's like watching someone try to carry water in a colander. Pointless and messy. The fans aren't dumb, but it's hard to have a dynamic when you keep submerging the biggest reason the team is even in national conversations. She's not building a culture. She's building a trap, one where greatness is punished if it threatens her spotlight. She's the captain rearranging deck chairs while the Titanic hits an iceberg made of pettiness and PR disasters.
Hi, I'm Stephanie White, head coach of the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark, and I'm a complete clown! I'm a clown! That is what I am as a head coach. I am a clown. I am ruining Caitlin Clark. I have no idea what I'm doing as a coach. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've been sent here on a mission to ruin Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. And I think I'm doing a masterful job because I suck. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I actually have no idea how I got this job in the first place.
Imagine watching a generational player reinvent the game before your eyes and thinking, let me talk about someone who averaged 7 points a game in 2009 instead. That's what this feels like watching someone try to turn a Beyoncé concert into a lecture on Motown. Yes, the past matters, but don't trip over it while the future is slam dunking in your face. And every time she downplays Caitlin's impact, she reveals more about herself than the rookie. This isn't about humbling or developing, it's about control. It's about refusing to admit that the team's gravitational center has shifted, and it's not orbiting around the coach anymore, it's orbiting around a rookie who showed up, lit a fire, and accidentally exposed how small some egos really are. And instead of riding that wave to new heights, she's standing in front of it with a megaphone, trying to remind everyone who's in charge. But here's the thing, no one's listening. They're too busy watching Caitlyn do what hasn't been done in years, and do it with a level of confidence that makes your favorite motivational speaker sound like a dial tone.
Try to glaze her, but this is the Woman Player of the Year award, and you're the coach. You went out of your way to come to coach her. So I'm expecting you to like really turn up right here and really congratulate Caitlin Clark for going through all that adversity, now the injuries, her getting fouled on a nightly basis, all kinds of things. If you just say all of this, some of the heat will be off you, because it looks to me like you're an agent. It looks to me like you're an agent. You're damn sure about that.
You'd think having a player like that would make a coach's job easier, but not when the coach is too busy chasing headlines, not when she sees every Caitlyn highlight as competition, every sold-out arena as a slight, every jersey sold as a threat. She's not building something, she's gatekeeping it. And the fans? They're running out of patience. They came to watch brilliance. They came for clutch plays, deep threes, and jaw-dropping passes. They didn't come for a grudge match between coach and player, played out through weird substitutions and passive-aggressive interviews. And the iceberg isn't Caitlyn. It's that ballooning ego floating above every decision like a storm cloud. You can't hide it anymore. The body language, the interviews, the refusal to hype the player who's dragging the franchise into relevance, it's all adding up. And while she's out here trying to write her own legacy, the fans are already writing hers. And spoiler alert, it's not flattering.
Okay, I'm not saying this out of disrespect, okay? I'm not saying this out of disrespect, but I gotta say it. And I know I'm not the only guy that feels this way. Man, Stephanie White's kind of bad, bro. Look. I seen her on the press conference the other day. I'm like, she kind of bad. She's kind of bad, but...
The story won't be about the coach who managed egos. It'll be about the coach who couldn't manage her own. The one who fumbled the rarest gift in sports. A once-in-a-generation player with charisma, skill, and the entire country watching. Instead of embracing it, she tried to dim it. And in doing so, she turned what could have been a historic season into a reality show with bad editing and worse ratings. So go ahead, keep applauding every layup like it's the second coming. Keep acting like the rookie. Breaking records is just a side note. Keep trying to gaslight the entire fan base into thinking this is all part of some grand plan. But the truth is out, the energy is off, and the fans are watching, closer than ever. Not because of you, not because of nostalgia, but because one player walked into the league and reminded everyone why they fell in love with basketball in the first place. And if that's what makes your skin crawl, maybe coaching isn't the problem. Maybe it's just you.